There are a lot of ideas floating around about how to do business, how to get started, the best way to make money, how to grow your business. It goes on and on and on. Here at SEO Site Checkup, we talk a lot about quote-unquote new SEO. New SEO is all about value, providing value to your customers, and through that experience, providing value to Google. As a result, your rankings soar, and then you have a great chance of keeping them. Value is really the currency of business and the world. And in order to succeed in business, you need value. But for some reason, there's still a misconception out there that making money is shady. Now, if you're watching this, you probably don't think that way, but it's still worth discussing. The most profitable businesses are created on value and word-of-mouth marketing, which, if you think about it, are basically the same points. Because if you have a valuable product, then people talk about it. As a result, more people buy the product, and as a result, more people talk about the product, and so on and so on. That is why when you get into business, you should be focused on the product and the value you offer, not how much money you're going to make. If you're only focused on money, then you'll make decisions not based on value, but based on money. Therefore, ironically, your odds of creating a successful business actually diminish considerably. But if instead you focus on value and what you have to offer, then ironically you'll find that money comes your way easily. So in this video, I'm going to talk about a handful of ways that you can provide value in your business to ensure that customers tell everyone they know about it and keep coming back. Rule number 1, to repeat, your product must provide value. Of course, it all boils down to what you originally offer your customers. If your product is trash, the entire experience will be trash. That's not rocket science. So here's a good idea to keep in mind when developing your product. If the product you're releasing isn't the absolute best product in your niche, then don't release it. Yeah, you heard right. Only release a product or service if it's the absolute best thing out there. Because think about it, why would any customer want the second best, or third best, or the 42nd best product or service? Pretty much everybody on the planet wants the best. So if you provide that, you become a magnet for these customers. And if not, you'll find yourself competing with other mediocre businesses, fighting for the lower value customers. So if it's not the best, then wait until it is, or figure out what you can do to make it so. Rule number 2, customer service matters. Customer service is a huge deal. You need to spend a considerable amount of time focusing on customer service. And even though books like The 4-Hour Workweek recommend only spending an hour on email a week, if you're creating a brand new company, then you need to realize it's much more productive to answer emails as soon as you get them. If a customer sees that you've responded to an email immediately, they'll remember that, and it will be a definite plus to their overall experience. And think about it, if they happen to email 3, 4, 5 of your competitors, you answer on day 1, and your competitors are lagging into day 4, 5, 6, what do you expect will happen? That customer will likely come to you. That said, rule number 3, don't ever push your customers. And this really stems from having a valuable product. If you have the best product in your niche, then you don't have to cram it down people's throats. Therefore, when figuring out your landing pages and your sales techniques, realize that as a top quality company, you don't need to beg for scraps. Let your product or service speak for itself. So instead, create an entire experience that showcases the major benefits of your product. Then, if people are interested in having the best product for their needs, they'll buy it. Not because of some sneaky sales tactic or in-your-face marketing, but because your product is actually fantastic. And again, although value is the key currency of business, many business owners forget to offer it first and foremost. As a result, their entire business is diluted with sales tactics, and they rarely ever make a significant impact on the market. But if you focus on value first and your customer's experience, you'll find yourself the owner of a highly profitable business much sooner rather than later, or never. So, why would anyone want your product? After all, people don't actually buy products. We have this idea out there of consumer culture, of people just buying loads of stuff because they think it will make them happy. And, well, this is true. But what is happiness other than a feeling? It's a sense you get when you feel fulfilled, satisfied, content, and so on. Now, physical objects are obviously not feelings, but they can help synthesize feelings. And this is why people buy stuff, to get that feeling of happiness. It won't work for them long term, of course, but it's great for a short burst of that happy feeling. Therefore, realize that your product, whether it's physical or an information product, is absolutely worthless without the feeling customers get when they buy it. Because at the end of the day, that's all it comes down to. Like, let's say you make an app that makes someone more productive. They like that feeling of productivity, so therefore they gain satisfaction from using your product. This is the key thing to keep in mind. You're not actually selling a productivity app. You're selling the feeling of satisfaction that comes with productivity. This is crucially important, and once you fully grasp this and apply it to your own business, you'll change the way you market your product forever. Because when you sell something from the angle of it will make you feel satisfaction, it makes all the difference in the world. Or to put this another way, which has more of a hook? Our app will make you more productive, or this app will help you accomplish everything you want every single day. The difference? The second evokes a feeling, accomplishment. This is a feeling your customers will like feeling, so this gives you a much better chance of closing a sale. Because remember, people don't care at all about your product. They care about how they'll feel when they use your product. And look no further than the greatest example of all time when it comes to this: Apple. Apple sells feelings, not products. Of course, they do sell products, and damned good ones. But the reason why Apple is the most profitable company in the world is due to the feelings their customers have when they buy an Apple product. I personally use a Mac. I love it. I love the experience, the ease of use. It's sleek, it's clean, easy to navigate. Everything feels great. Down to the slick, minimalistic packaging that permeates pristine, top-notch quality. And that's why people buy Apple products, and lots of them. It's why people buy Apple products even though they could get a PC that does basically the same thing at a much lower price. It's because of the feeling they get from using it. So Apple doesn't just sell products, it sells lifestyles. And that's why they're so successful, because of the feelings their products evoke in their customers. So if you want to be successful, just get out there and start spending $1 or $2 billion on ad campaigns, hire a bunch of celebrities and sports stars, hire the best engineers the world has to offer, and package your products beautifully. It's easy. Kidding, of course. But point being, it's up to the product to present the face of what the customer will feel. But it's up to the marketing to decide what your product truly feels like. So when looking at your products, identify how you want your customer to feel when they use it. Then figure out an angle that will present that feeling quickly and efficiently. We used to see this all the time with cigarette companies. They'd display advertisements of cowboys, mountaineers, sophisticated women, etc. Human beings at the top of their game. Even though smoking is proven to be incredibly harmful to human beings, there are still millions of smokers. It's because of the feeling people get when they smoke, and I'm not only talking about the nicotine, it's the image they have of themselves, their feelings. So, first identify what your product does, then figure out what feeling that functionality creates. Then figure out the right way to market your products based on that feeling, and watch your sales skyrocket. Give your customers what they want. The best way to make money in business is to not be in business to make money. Kind of a Jedi mind trick, this one, since the vast majority of people who get into business do so precisely because they want to make money. But the end result for most businesses? 9 out of 10 businesses fail. And that's probably a generous statistic. Because of course they fail when the sole focus is making money, and as much of it as possible. A business isn't some magical money printing machine. The money has to come from somewhere. And where does it come from? The customers. The customers are the ones who pay the money to buy a product or service that you offer, obviously. So instead of focusing on making some business that just generates money, which is impossible, why don't we focus on the people who have the potential to make us money? Why don't we focus on the customer? If you have a look around, you'll find that businesses built with the customer in mind make money. Businesses built with a founder's bank account in mind will, in the vast majority of cases, fail miserably. So the best way to be successful is to listen to those you're trying to sell to, because they'll tell you exactly what they want. They will literally tell you what they will pay for. Then if you provide that to them, guess what? They'll pay for it. Magic. So in the end, this is both the easiest and the most profitable way to run a business. And wrapping this all up, finally, let's have a think about introducing the NPS score to your business. So if the question now is, how can we shape our business to align with what the customer wants? Well, fortunately, there's a handy little metric we can use to determine exactly what the customer is looking for, and that's this NPS score. The NPS score revolves around one question posed to the customer. Would you recommend this company to someone else? The customer is then asked to rate their answer on a 0 to 10 scale. A 0 means the customer absolutely hated the business. 10 means they would recommend it to anyone and everyone they know. The idea is simple. Ask each and every one of your customers this question. Then, collect all their answers. Once you reach a large number of answers, simply determine the average rating. This is your NPS score. So let's break it down. 0 to 6, this is a very negative score. Customers who rate your business as 0 to 6 did not like their experience, will not recommend your business, and will actually, in most cases, recommend people never use it. Yikes. 7 to 8, this is a neutral level. These customers had a normal, everyday experience at your business. It wasn't bad, they won't be complaining, but they're not going to be in a hurry to recommend it to anyone they know either. Not ideal. And then lastly, 9 to 10. These are the ravers, the ideal customers. These people love your business. And guess what? They will continue to give you their money and will recommend you to anyone and everyone who needs what you offer. So by figuring out this NPS score, you can immediately get a good direction for where your company should be headed. Obviously, the most successful companies will have an NPS score of 9 or 10. Although this is excluding massive chain stores, where customers often shop not for quality of service, but for pure convenience. But for the rest of us, these 9 to 10 customers are your ticket to business success. Because not only will they buy your products, again and again, they can also be upsold. And not only will they buy those products, but they'll also recommend their friends and family to buy them as well. So essentially, customers who are 9s and 10s are mini marketing machines. So once you have your NPS score, then determine the next moves for your company. If the majority of your customers are 9 to 10, congratulations, you're doing incredible. If the majority is 0 to 6, clearly you're failing in some large area. So the next step is to identify what that area is, then implement actions to fix it. And lastly, if you have customers in the 7 to 8 range, you'd probably be surprised how easy it is to get them into the 9 to 10 range. How do you do this? Simply go the extra mile. If your customers want to return something, make that as easy as possible. If they want customer service, don't make them wait on hold, pick it up right away, and so on. Make those little adjustments that no other businesses are doing, and you'll get customers that no other businesses have. Feel free to check out our other videos so that you can keep fine-tuning and getting the most out of your SEO. And click subscribe to stay updated with new tips and tricks to get you to the top of the search engine results pages.